This is the BMC Helix webinar series. Today's session is focused on what's new in BMC Helix operations management, and it has specifically the updates in version 25.2 with AIOps. This is our second session for this particular topic, and today's event is tailored specifically for our India and APAC audience. I'm joined today with two of our key product leaders, Anmol Rastogi, Principal Product Manager, and Anuj Gupta, Principal Product Manager at BMC Helix. So they will be walking us through the latest roadmap updates and showcasing a demo of new features, all the new features. Before we dive in, a quick reminder and a quick information to share with all of you. This presentation contains confidential information of BMC Helix software. So it is shared with the understanding that it will not be disclosed or used for any purpose or other than as intended by BMC Helix without any prior consent. And any future product plans mentioned are subject to change or cancellation at BMC Helix's sole discretion and should not be considered commitments or used to inform purchase decisions. And basic session hygiene things. So you will find the Q&A section at the bottom of your Zoom screen. And in case you have any queries, please submit all of your questions there throughout the session. And we'll be having a dedicated 15 to 20 minutes towards the end of the session. So we'll be having a Q&A with both of our presenters. You will be muted throughout the session, and as and when we will open up the Q&A section, we will start unmuting you. With that, I'll now would like to hand it over to Anuj to kick things off. Thanks, everyone. Over to you, Anuj.
Yep, thanks, Prachi. Hello, everyone. Myself, Anuj Gupta. So I'm part of the product management team here with BMC Helix. And in today's session, I'm going to go over some of the key capabilities that are available in our BMC Helix operations management with AIOps 25.2 release. Okay, so as Prachi mentioned, so during the first part of it, I'm going to focus on some of the capabilities around our Helix AIOps, and towards the second half, I'll be joined by my colleague Anmol, who is going to cover the remaining capabilities on the operations management. Okay, with that said, so these are some of the key highlights from our Helix AIOps capabilities that are coming in that are already generally available in 25.2. So let me give you a quick view around each of them, and then I'll go to each of these capabilities one by one also for some more details around it. So the first piece that we have is listed as our multi-service situations. So what it means is that as we are getting all these events data across different sources, we perform these event correlations to form situations, right? And now with in our latest release, what we have also done is we have extended or enhanced our event correlation logic to even include these configuration items which are outside of the service boundary, or if there are configuration items impacting multiple services and which are part of each of these services, rather than creating a different situation for each of them, we are all clubbing it together to form one single situation which spans across your multiple services, even though they may be outside of our service boundary. So this is one key area which will help us improve doing our root cause isolation with AIOps. Other pieces around the service health score computation. So we have been looking at the node kinds and the weightages on the nodes to perform an health score. Now there's an alternate mechanism also available, which is based primarily on the severity of the events, based on which we can configure the health score and accordingly compute the health score for the given service. So it is all configurable. Users can just select the required, mechanism, and then AIOps will automatically take care of all the computation behind the scenes. Next, interesting capability is around our Helix GPT driven, thing, which is on the how do you, and, as part of our holistic RCA, while doing the RCA root cause analysis, how do we, along with the events and the other operations management data, how do we also look at the incidents data, the corresponding incident data, which is, there are many useful fields, resolution insights, work logs from the incidents, which may help an operator to get the meaningful information to troubleshoot or identify the root cause for an incident. And that is where we try today. We do it with our BMC Helix ITSM. We do it with Jira, and and we're also working with ServiceNow in the near future as well. And along with incidents, which is an important piece, changes is another important data that we look at from an RCA perspective. So as part of that, as part of the Helix GPT change connectors, we have these smart connectors leveraging our agentic AI framework, which will pull in the relevant contextual changes from the BMC Helix ITSM in context of those CIs and services under impact, and then they are updated in the situation's best action plans or the best action recommendations to update the RCA, which will then allow an operator to take the to get a more precise root cause and hence take a more meaningful action. Next set is on the log connector. So traditionally, we have been collecting logs, monitoring it, and analyzing those logs, and this generating the events. But with these Helix GPT just-in-time smart lock connectors, what we're doing is in context of a situation, in context of your problem for the impacted host, impacted service, you can query any. When I say any, I mean we do support some of these 4 or 5 different log monitoring repositories. So we can query your log repositories using these attributes, fetch the contextual logs, and then summarize it with our Helix GPT. And then they also aid in the situation based action plans. The Often a lot of rich information is provided in our logs, and we figured that the before, during, and after pieces is logs can be that very very useful to get to the precise RCA for a situation. And hence logs is another key element that we are directly querying to get the situation's best action plan. In addition to that, on the predictive AI side, we have these service predictions in the past as well. Now, what we are also doing is we have done some further enhancements on our predictive AI capabilities on the way service predictions are raised, in the sense that which I'm going to discuss in my forthcoming slide. But the whole idea is how do we take these, how do we make use of these predictive alerting to take proactive action before the outages, before the services are impacted, and so so we can optimize the service well ahead before the issues occur. And then the last two pieces around the postmortem analyzer and insight finders are pieces of our agentic AI Helix GPT driven capabilities, wherein with the postmortem analyzer, now that, as I mentioned, for our situation, we look at all these data types across the board. Then we do a lot more analysis around the 5 why. It's more like a 5 why analysis of why did this problem occur? Why did this issue occur on so and so host? Why did this happen? What was the impact of this issue? What was the resolution provided? And then with this postmortem analysis, we get a natural language driven document which tells what is this problem, why did it occur, how can it be prevented. This can then enable us to even make sure that even the and that is where a service owner can take those meaningful actions to prevent other situations from occurring. And with the insight finder capability, I think we are leveraging our business intelligence to the next level by letting the users interact with our Helix GPT in a lot more chat like manner, create these visualizations on the fly based on the based as part of the troubleshooting and diagnostics, and then be able to save those dashboards, save it for further collaboration. Okay, so yeah, so in nutshell, these are the key capabilities that we have, and I'm going to get some more details on some of these. So multi-service situations, as I mentioned, you know we continue to do the event correlation, but now it is across the board, across the CIs, across the services, so long there is a topological connection. So the leveraging our BMC Helix discovery, using our automated topology reconciliations, we are trying to look at the events which are interconnected, the CIs which are interconnected, and then update those situations also with those events, even though they may not be part of that situation, and eventually updating the health score of that service also so that the correct root cause can be identified, right? So that's one piece that we are doing with the multi-service situations. And then we have a bunch of situation related enhancements based on the feedback from some of our users is how can we enhance our search, for the situations, make it case insensitive so that if I'm searching in any manner by providing regex also, I should be able to get the data. And in addition, can I also look at all my situations based on a service? So the same search box is also enhanced to also provide the service name based searching as well. So if you put any service name that we are that are business critical, that we are of interest to us, if we put that, we can look at all the corresponding situations or the problems impacting that user. Another minor yet useful enhancements is around can we put some notes into our situations, as because there can be multiple users, multiple teams for collaborating also. So we are also extended our flexibility just like we do it on event side, even on the situation sides, to let users show or add the notes for a given situation, and then the multiple stakeholders who are looking at it can use it to further take meaningful actions on that situation. Service health monitoring enhancement. So as I mentioned that we have this flexibility in terms of defining the health score. So we have provided these configurations for the what kind of how do you want to compute your health score for your service. Is it by default the node kind, which is there today also? In addition, there are users and customers who have also asked for an alternate mechanism based on which the impact severity based, which is available. So once we do that, the health score computation will automatically do its job based on as per the selection. In addition, another request that we have got from customers is how do we update this incident count that we show here to reflect the correct MTTR value, so that we only show the open incidents and not show the cancelled, resolved, or closed. Largely, we don't do, but we made sure that those are totally removed from these KPI metrics that we show within this service view. Moving on, on the situation. So before, so what is best action plans? So best action plan is nothing but once you have a situation created, best action plan is an umbrella term which it encompasses everything about the GPT based stuff, whether the natural language summarization, the root cause analysis, as well as the resolution piece of it. So as part of that situation, best action plans, as I mentioned, we are looking at right now BMC Helix and Jira to get the incidents data. And specifically, we look at the resolution notes which are there and the incident work logs are there. So we feel that there's a lot of information which can be handy. This is what our Helix GPT, also considers that and gives a lot more contextual and precise RCA rather than giving a very general resolution for our situation. By leveraging these information, it can give you even a lot more precise information about the problem. And these situations, so we look at all the related incident for that situation, be it the current open related incident as well as the incidents related to the similar situations also. So all of that in injunction is used to update the best action plans. And as I mentioned, similarly, we are as part of our greater service of story, the same mechanism is going to extend even on our service now platform as well. Next piece, which is on the changes side. So just like we are doing with the incidents, we have these smart agents created on our platform to bring in the contextual changes data also from our Helix ITSM. So earlier, what we were doing is we were just showing those changes and context of the situation to say that, hey, this change may have potentially caused us a problem. But now with this Helix GPT based agentic AI capability, we are taking that to a step further to say that now if that change if that change is really the root cause, it will also update the root cause analysis of the situation also. Even the situation topology graph will show that there was this change event because of which this problem started, and hence even that piece will be decorated even on our situation topology graph as well there. And then and in general, what we are looking at is we are bringing in the associated changes which are in implementations, in progress, in completed or in closed state in the last X days. That X days is configurable. So by default, I think it is 24 hours, but it can be 6 hours, 24 hours, or 7 days as well, depending on the configuration. So by leveraging this, this is going to enhance our overall AI ops come service ops story in terms of helping us do a lot more precise root cause analysis, and not just doing the event correlation, but even doing the RCA so that meaningful action can be taken. This piece on the log side, as I mentioned, said so today we are supporting these 4 different log repositories. BMC Helix has our own log monitoring solution, but if our users and customers have their own log repository, be it the likes of Elastic or ClickHouse or Splunk, we have written these smart connectors which will query these log repositories for in context gathering of the logs. And then rather than an operator going into them scanning through these hundreds and thousands of these logs, we are all bringing those logs in context of our problem, provide that meaningful summarization what is a problem, and eventually also updating our root cause analysis by building these log agents there. Okay, so these connectors are already available. They are available as part of the log insights capability within the situations, AI of situations there. Next piece on the service prediction. So, we have this predictive AI capabilities to how to generate these prediction events on the health indicators, right? So what we have done is that now we have extended our health indicators definition to also, provide define them using the regex based capability. So either you can say that a so and so metric on a given server, or so and so metric across these set of servers using a regex based service, they can be immediately selected as a health indicator. Then second piece is, instead of defining the alarm policies manually on the health indicators, by leveraging their operations management's auto anomaly detection, we want to make sure that users doesn't have to configure any of these policies manually, and anomaly detection will or take care of these health indicators and define the thresholds automatically. And then obviously the prediction events are generated. So what we are will generate whenever these thresholds are breached in the there are, so this is, I mean, we have started on this. I mean, we have done some enhancements in 25.2, but as possibly in our 25.3, I will share some more updates in terms of how are we even enhancing these predictions further in terms of how are we correlating these with our alarm events or our anomaly events, so that these predictions are correlated to the mainstream monitoring. But that piece is still work in progress. But the process of defining the thresholds, the process of defining these health indicators, they are have been enhanced with our current 25.2 release. Okay. Moving on, see the postmortem analyzer that we call it in short is leveraging our Helix GPT agentic AI to dig deeper into the problem and repeatedly asking why. Till such time it doesn't understand what is the root cause, what was the impact of that problem, what is the resolution of the issue, so that it can provide that meaningful analysis of what was this problem using this 5 why. And the whole idea is that this can be used by the service owners, by the SMEs, by the operators to optimize the service and prevent these problems from occurring in the future. I've got a quick, preview of, how this postmortem analyzer works. So we are in the situation page. In context of a situation, we got this root cause provided by based on the data. Now we have this, ask Helix GPT there. We have these run whys as a thing, but behind the scenes, we have a agentic AI agent which is running on it, and it is then providing me. Sorry, it is then providing me this summary of the of the problem, and it has discovered this okay, this problem was because of so and so thing, and it has looked at, it is asking these intelligent questions automatically. It is getting the response from our unified Helix platform by again leveraging all the data, events, logs, metrics, changes, incidents, getting to the bottom of it, providing a root cause thing, as well as making us a plan of why did this issue occur and how it can be prevented there. Everything in context of the situation or the or these clusters of problems that we have identified using it. So, and I may just mention, this is under controlled availability. It means that it is not by default available, but we are working with our customers, with our design partners, whosoever wants to try this out. We are open to that, and we would like to even gather more feedback in terms of the how it is working there. Okay. And next piece is on the Insight Finder. Insight Finder for AIOps. Again, this is, let me, it is under controlled availability. It is available there. We are already open it up for some of the customers also who are, have asked for it. But the whole idea is that it leverages our now BMC Helix GPT platform to automatically generate the dashboards without requiring a BI, consultant to create these dashboards manually in the tool. So we have provided a natural language interface, which is conversational in nature, to interact with the Helix GPT, and then these dashboards, so and so, which are created, can be customized, can be easily shared as well. So if I, run it. So this is, let's say what we have is a blank dashboard. On our dashboards are there. So we query this and ask, hey, give me all the events for the open in the last 7 days and group them by severity. So Helix GPT, it is going to query the events, and then based on that, it has generated this visuals. And if you say, now convert this to a pie chart, for example, then or any other panel, we can create that. Now if you want to say that, hey, now show me all the closed events in the last 7 days which are grouped by severity. So these are only the events which are open. Now even the closed events, it is showing me those events, uh, uh, only the closed events in the last 7 days. And or if our request is as specific as give us the CPU utilization for a given host. So it has provided that CPU utilization for the given host currently, and you can always optimize and reduce the size and everything, and finally share these dashboards, save it and share these dashboards for further collaboration, right? So yeah, that is there on our Helix Insight Finder thing. Yeah, that's pretty much I have from the from some of the key highlights we have on the AI side. Now, I assume that the questions around these will be taken towards the end. So I'll hand it over to my colleague Anmol Rastogi to take it from here. Over to you, Anmol.
Thanks, Anuj, for this wonderful session. Let me now switch back the gear a little bit towards the operation management side. So I will share my screen. Let me start sharing my screen. So hello everyone. As Anuj talked about AIOps feature, the core to the AIOps feature is operation management, which provides the data ingestions of all sorts, including logs, metrics, collection, right, traces, and all those things, right, whatnot. So, with regards to that, I would like to cover, what we have done in 25.2 and to call out, few specific highlight item of 25.2. In fact, we did more than what you see here. You can actually go through the documentation as well, and you can get more deeper information. But here are some, key highlights that I would like to call out. Number one thing that we enhance is around the auto anomaly feature, where we working with customers realize that there are some use cases which were still not part of the existing functionality. So we enhance the baseline in the way that it can cover all the use cases in terms of looking into monthly, weekly, daily, and hourly baseline, right? So as compared to earlier, the baseline was only around the weekly basis, where it compares Monday to the next week Monday trends, and then it's create an auto anomaly event if it's find it, right? But there are still some scenarios where the baseline has to be checked for monthly, daily, or hourly, or including the weekend also, right? So we included those all baselines, and I will also provide more insight how we have enhanced this and how the visualization of this baseline is also improved. Then we also continuously improvising our event management capabilities, either providing some improvement into the event policies by introducing new functions, or introducing some kind of agent tag into the event, so that it becomes easy for users to manage the events from the event policies. Then also we have improvised in the group pages, where we have now the table view association, and I will also talk about this in detail, how this table view can be associated and how it will be beneficial for the user. But same thing is also extended into the advanced filter as well, where in advanced filter users can now associate what kind of table view, what kind of visualization each operator wanted to see for filtering the event. And then we also bring in an important capabilities around the auto anomaly event management as well, where customer can choose for the options to blacklist or whitelist an event, kind of like feedback, where they see is that okay, this kind of use case does not meet the requirement for having an anomaly event where the baseline is violated just based on the low baseline or probably the high baseline, right? So I will also talk about that, how this can be managed from the central console. And then obviously, I mean, we also have this agent tagging available into the group configuration page. And in fact, in 25.2, we did a couple of overhauling into the group configuration page. We see that group configuration pages are actually adopted widely by our customer, or by our customer install base. So we are continuously enhancing that by adding minor features which really bring values to the customer. And then we also introduce a new dashboard for the Kubernetes deployment. Again, this is not the Kubernetes deployment for our BMC Helix SaaS environment. It's basically the Kubernetes deployment for the customer's in-house, install, right? So customer can now monitor using Kubernetes, using either our KM, or they can use any third-party source to bring in or ingest the event, and that dashboard will basically create the visualizations of how the clusters nodes are configured, what are the cluster nodes, and how they are performing, and then also the pods distribution, right? So we have these kind of dashboards available out of the box for customers. They can very well, use it. Now going little bit in depth around what we did on enhancing the baseline. As I was talking about that, the baseline is, we have introduced like, four types of baseline now in the product, which is basically monthly, weekly, daily, and hourly, right? So how does this is helpful is, we have some scenarios where we see, the use cases like, during the beginning of the month, right? For example, payroll system, right? As a use case. So payroll system is expected to be on the higher load because everybody basically goes and log in into the system to check their pay slips and all those things, right? So during this particular time, the expectation that the load will be really high, right? So definitely, if we will just stick only to week comparison, then suddenly you will see a lot of anomaly event getting generated, which is basically false. So now with this monthly introduction, right, we identify those kind of use cases where customer will not receive the anomaly event in case if there is any kind of violation happen from this month to the next month, right? So this will be on a monthly basis, and same thing applies on the weekend as well, right? So even if somebody is misusing this system on the weekend, for example, right? Earlier it was not capturing this rightly, but now on weekend baseline, users can actually see that what exactly happening on the weekend, right? If somebody is applying a patch right on a weekend all of a sudden, then your system is basically reporting a high CPU consumption at that time, right? But again, since this is a weekend, yes, it's identify those scenarios, and then based on that, it's if there is any kind of abnormal behavior happen on the weekend, then it will raise an alert for that. So this brings us the seasonality based anomaly into the picture. Now, still we have some scenarios where we may argue that okay, let's say if I am as a user, accessing a website, for example, right, and the lower the response time, that means the performance is always good, right, for accessing a website. So I do not want to get an anomaly event in case if there is in such scenarios a lower baseline deviation happen, right? So now what users can educate, right, give us a feedback, the system a feedback about that. Since this particular metric is a response time, right, and lower response time, I do not want to get an alert for this violation, right? So these things can be given as a feedback either through the event or even from this centralized page under the configuration page of manage auto anomaly event generation. So here I can basically type a metric name, and then I can say that, okay, this particular metric, I do not want to generate an auto anomaly event in case if there is a, lower baseline deviation happen or higher baseline deviation happen, right? Similarly, I can also, give the feedback from the event list page from the three dots that this event is no longer a valid event, and do not raise an, event on such scenarios, right? So there, once this feedback is given to the system, so that feedback will appear here. And in case if, further user wanted to unblock these kind of, metrics to generate the events for such a some specific scenarios, then they can unblock it from here, right? So this basically allows an event management around the auto anomaly event feature as well. Now moving on to the next part, which is the agent tag introduction into the group configuration page. So ideally, what we have seen when customer deploys their agent, right? So they tag it like uh, my patrol agent is basically, having Windows monitoring as well as, SQL monitoring. Now they wanted to basically, separate this entities like Windows Server A only. I wanted to, list in the group page while I'm configuring. which has basically agent tag equals to, Windows. So I wanted to only list on this group page while configuring, only the listing should be happen for the Windows agent. So I can just tag it like that, right? So in group configuration page, you can utilize this agent tagging capabilities, and actually you can, then start filtering out those devices which are specific to the Windows, or which are specific to, even SQL, right? So all these options are available now under the agent tag. So this is another add-on feature. Now on to the similar line, what we also did is that in the group configuration page, as you can see here, the table view association is also possible now, right? So what I can do here is that on, let's say, I have a very specific, Windows specific event view, or I have an event view which are, meaningful for the Unix operator, right? So I can create an table view for Unix, and I can create a table view for my Windows operator, right? Where Windows specific slots are selected, and whereas in Unix table view, I am selecting only, Unix specific, the Unix operator specific event slots, right? So I can create those table view. Now, while configuring this group page, I first give the criteria for the entity selection criteria, which is basically by saying that if agent tags including Windows, but now the table view also should have the Windows view, basically, right? Windows operator view. So I can do this now, and then I can save this to actually give the same view what exactly the Windows operator would like to see. Earlier, that was not the case, right? So always the default view always associated with the entity selection criteria, or event selection criteria. So that is all now possible in the group configuration page. On the similar line, we also introduce the uh, table view association for the under the advanced filter, right? So now you have this event page. On this event page, you also have this advanced filter, right? So from 25.2 onwards, you will see there is another option for customers to select the table view. Again, this will be like meaningful, the same way how the group configuration pages were selected, right? I can say that, okay, I wanted to only, see the events for which are generated for Anomaly, right? It has the Anomaly specific event slot, or maybe, somewhere like Windows specific event slot, or somewhere like Unix specific event slot, right? So these kind of things are now can be configured in both places. So this is another improvement that is done in 25.2. Now, another important aspect to look at is basically the get regex function. As you can see into the enrichment policies. So earlier, this regex function was only returning the kind of like, Boolean value based on match, whether the match is successful or not. And after that, user needs to perform a lot of other string operation to extract the string, right? Now, but now that is possible, that without even using, so many string operations, customer will get the return list of token once the, regular expression is matched, right? So this is actually aligning with the previous functionality into the TSOM, right? Where you run this function, and then you have you will basically get all the, token matched along with the Boolean value, whether your regular expression is matched successfully or not, right? So this is also another improvement that has been done as a part of, event management capability. Now, another important thing that I would also like to call it out is through the APIs, where in the event summary page, as you can see, I have highlighted one point here, is that there is one specific event slot is also, added to view. Now, customer has specific scenarios where they do not want to go with the default view for the event summary, where they don't want to see, who is the basically the messages, or maybe the source identifier. Those are all very, irrelevant for some of the specific personas, right? But let's say there are one specific persona who wanted to only see There are specific slots, as you can see here, that there are, three specific slots are created. They wanted to see only these three slots, right, along with the default slots, or they do not want to see the default view, default slot, but they only wanted to see these three slots, right? So now user has the choice where they can use the event API to adjust the slot basically into the summary view. So now you have all these capabilities through the API, but we were also planning to introduce this functionality out of the box from the UI perspective as well, where in UI you can actually go and select what are the slots that you wanted to see basically for the specific classes from the event, right? So this is all under the roadmap as of now. We are still looking into this, how we can bring in this functionality. From the Kubernetes dashboard sides, as I mentioned that the dashboards are available out of the box. So you can actually see, by selecting the Kubernetes cluster, what is the memory utilization trend, what is the CPU utilization trend, based on the last 24 hours data. And then you can actually get more detail about such kind of things from the dashboard, more in-depth detail basically from the dashboard. And then also, there are container specific dashboard, there are pod specific dashboard. So all these dashboards are available out of the box for more, visualization perspective. So please use that. And with that, actually, my session is going towards the end. So thanks everyone for joining, and I will hand it over from here to Prachi.
Thanks a lot, Anmol and Anuj, for all the insights you shared today. So let's have a quick glimpse on resources available for all of you. So you need not to worry about jotting everything down right now, because we'll be sharing all this content with you after this session. And if you see, there are a lot of sources available for you. So you will find all the links clickable, and all of them are hyperlinked. So that will take you to a wealth of useful documentation, references, and resources to explore further. Also, be sure to subscribe the BMC YouTube page and our community page, where we publish all the upcoming events, product updates, and past webinar recordings. Moving on to the next. So lastly, before we move into the live Q&A session, I would like to highlight that we are working very closely with our marketing team to collect your feedback, your valuable thoughts through Gartner Peer Insights. So if you haven't already filled one out, we would really appreciate to go and fill the feedback. And if you have already done, you need to check the review status. You will find the status as maybe approved in moderation and not approved. And you will find all the guidelines there, what need to be done next. And as a thank you note, there is when you qualify that, there will be a Gartner's $25 gift card for you, and there is a condition applied to that. So once it is reviewed and approved, it should be published as a customer. And if you have already not done yet, I will share the link with all of you in the chat section. So you may click that and share your feedback. Moving on to the next section, where I would like to request Anuj and to share query resolution. So we already have a couple of questions in the chat. I would like to start with the first one. So we have the first one from Balaji. Balaji is asking whether GPT features available for on-prem customers also.
Yes, so the GPT features are available for the on-prem customers. The only I think requirement that you may be aware is that customers are required to have the HelixGPT deployment in our GCP or in Azure AI SaaS. Once that HelixGPT is enabled, yes, then then all these GPT features for AIOps will be available for the on-prem customers as well. So the on-prem customers also need to have a GenAI account there.
Thanks, Anuj.